Hello everyone, this is Adnan with Canvas Training Videos. This is a new video series for in regards to the book Administrating Windows Server 2012 R2. This is for the exam prep of 70-411. This is second video series for Microsoft in regards to Microsoft trainings. There is another video series. I'm gonna post a link in comments in video description for 410 70-410 exam. So in this lab we have two servers, eGreen Server 01, eGreen Server 02, and one client which is Windows 7. This is the IP addressing we'll be using. So if you're following my videos from 70-410, you already are familiar with this video with this architecture. Uh, so it's like this. On my server 1, I have ADDS, DNS, DHCP, WDS. This is all from 410. I'm using the same servers. And I have second server, which is a second DC as well. It also has a DNS role in it. And this is our one client. And in this video, it's chapter 1, and I'm going to show you how to install configure WSUS services. So let's get started with this. Server 1, Server 2, and Server 3. WSUS services, WSUS role is used to automatically automatically run Windows Update within Microsoft environment. WSUS is a role. In order to install the role, all you need to do is add roles and features, and then you go into. So I'll be installing it on my first server. It can be installed on the second server as well, but in my case, I'm going to install it on first server, as I know WSUS role doesn't exist here, and I'm going to go next and next, and right at the bottom, I can find WSUS role. It will ask me to install some features. I'm going to add those features here, and then right here, it's telling me it's WSUS Windows Server Update Services. Now at this point, I would highly recommend that take a snapshot of your server as I already have a snapshot. I can always revert back to this one. But if you don't, you should take a snapshot at this point, because WSUS sometimes installation configuration gets corrupted or crashed in the middle, and then if you don't have a snapshot, you might have to recreate the complete environment. So I do have a snapshot. I would highly recommend take a snapshot at this point. So I'm adding the role, and we started adding the role. Next, nothing special selected here. Now it's saying here that it needs that it's the WSUS services, but now it gives me two choices. Should I be using the Windows internal database, WID, or should I be using an external database? As you can see, any one of these two databases can be selected. So if I uncheck this, I can select this one. Or if I uncheck this one, I can select this one. This is a free database, Windows internal database, and if WSUS might be using a huge number of computers, then in that case you can use a database, a professional database uh, like SQL or Oracle, but then you'll have to point to that external database. In our lab, we're going to be using just Windows internal database with WSUS services. And next, here this is a path where it's going to save all the updates, store all of the updates that it's going to be downloading from the Microsoft update servers. So what I'll do is I'll just say store it inside WSUS. So what it's going to do is there is no folder called WSUS on C drive, which it doesn't. It will create a folder in C drive here. The ideal would be that if we can go add a separate disk to the server and then store all of the drives in a separate disk. That is ideal. So let's do this. Why? Because we don't put anything on system drive, and C is a system drive. So I'm going to add another disk. I would say that you should do the same. Add a second disk. It's 60 GBs and it's added. Now this disk is the disk that is added is raw disk, so we need to format the disk. I'm going to leave the screen here for a bit, and I'll go back to server manager. Actually, I can't do anything on server manager, so I might have to cancel this. I'll go to file and storage services. I need to prepare the disk. I'll go to this, and I should see my new offline disk here. I'll just bring online and create a new volume. And here, once the new volume will be created, it will be 60. It's asking me for the drive ladder and then the volume name. So I'm gonna say that this is my WSUS drive, just to know what type of drive is this, and then create. Once it is done, I'm gonna go back to the dashboard, add the role, right here at the bottom, select again, next, and next, and next. Select the same internal database, and here this time I'm going to point it to E drive because now I do have E drive, and it will automatically create this folder. And next, so here whatever is selected for IAS, we'll let it be, and next, and then I'm going to select restart if in case it needs a restart, and start the installation. So while it is being installed, let's talk about WSUS. WSUS is a service that is used to update Microsoft servers through Microsoft Update services. Now, most of the time, these clients, they are being updated directly from Microsoft. But in a corporate environment, it is better to use WSUS for uh, to download all the updates in WSUS server, and from WSUS server, it will be downloaded to all of the existing servers and clients. So main purpose of WSUS is automatically deploy Windows updates on all Microsoft related computers. So what I'm gonna do while this finishes, I'm gonna pause the screen and I'll come back as soon as it finishes. So it just took a few moments and it stopped here, and all I need to do now is start this launch post installation task. At this point, I would also recommend adding another network card for being a bridge connection because on this server, WSUS is going to need internet. So I have added a network card, but I'm going to show you how you should add a network card. So on the same server, you go to settings, and within settings, just add another adapter, which is this one. So I've already added one adapter. I'm just to show you, just click add, select network, and then select bridged. Now, once you select bridged in here, this machine will be able to connect to internet. So here, and once the adapter is added, all you need to do is just make sure internet is working. And how do you make sure? Just go to the start screen, open Internet Explorer, and see if internet is working. I'm gonna try and Google something. So internet is working on this machine. Just make sure internet is working. Now going back to WSUS, you must run this post installation task here. It is about to run the task. Now this is a server-side WSUS setting. While you're doing server-side WSUS settings, we also need to set up these clients to receive updates from WSUS server instead of going to internet. Now while this is going on, it will take few moments before it starts the other wizard. I can go to the client machine and I can show you where this client is getting the updates from. So let me log in on a client. So once you logged in, currently by default, all Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, they take updates from internet. And how do they take updates from internet? They do take updates from internet by going here. So you go to all programs and go to Windows updates. It will show you where is it getting updates from. So it is supposed to take updates from internet. So there is no network card for now. We need to configure this machine to get updates from this server instead of going to internet. Now for that, all we need to do, it is still wearing, all we need to do, we need to go into group policy management. So here, configuration completed successfully. So I'm going to go back to group policy later on. For now, configuration completed successfully. I'm going to close that. As soon as it is closed, if I look at it here, it says add roles and features. Let's see this. Okay, so this one is completed properly. So this is done. It is fine. Now, before going on to the third step, to configure WSUS, I need to configure a group policy to direct all of the updates to this server from this client. So what we can do is we can go to tools and we can go to GPM. Mm, Since it is a domain controller, on a domain controller you would find a GPM. Once GPM opens, it's right here. Just go down and on your default domain policy here, we can create a new policy right at this point. I can right click here saying create a GPO link to domain, and I'm going to call this WSUS. As soon as you do, and then what we can do is we can right click here, edit, and then we'll go into basically, policies, administrative tools, going into Windows components, then going down to here called Windows Updates right here. And here few policies we need to update. So one is configure automatic updates, and that should be enabled. We'll leave it as is. It should be enabled. It should get automatic updates. Number one, specify intranet location. Now this is not configured. Now since it is not configured, all machines will automatically go to internet. Now we're saying no, get updates from WSUS server. So here all you need to do is just type HTTP and type here the full name of your server, WSUS server. So here in our case the server name is SRV, and you need to write fully qualified domain name, which is the full name of the machine. CRI. Let's confirm that one time. And how do you confirm? Right click on computers. Go here, and this is the fully qualified SRV01, and this is so it should be SRV01. It should be exactly this, and it should work with the port number 8530. And then all you need to do is copy it here. So this is what you need to write. And then okay, and the third one is there is one more, allow non-administrative or non-administrator to receive policies. Just enable these three things. So you enable three settings. We'll close this. Once this is closed, we can see the settings here. It is applied to the complete domain. Now on a client machine, all you need to do is go and run the group policy here, where I'm going to go to CMD. On a client machine, go to open CMD and run the command gp update / force, although you don't need force, but I'm going to just use the force parameter, force parameter. So here could not be updated following error encoded processing. Now sometimes this is due to server machine not properly needs a restart or not properly logged in. I'm gonna just restart this machine once. Now while this is restarting, our group policy thing task is over. Now we need to configure WSUS. In order to configure WSUS, you can go to Tools and go down to go down to right here, the Windows Update Services. As soon as you open Windows Update Services, it should start another wizard. It should start another wizard. Let me check that out here. Yes, right here. And it will ask me what type of updates are required. So here, all we need to do is select here and say sync. So it should be now synchronizing at the moment. Now, if your internet is proper, if your internet is connected, this machine, and your updates are set up, then this sync will start, and this sync might take longer time. Sometimes it takes 1 hour, 2 hours, sometimes it's 4 hours, depending on how big of a catalog it needs to download. But the most important thing is that it should start. It should start here. So I'm going to leave this here, and I'm going to jump to options. Now within options, we can select a lot of things here. For example, what do you want to download? So here, we can go to products if there are any products. So in this case, the products that are selected are office products. I don't need office products here, and I don't need all these because I don't have these many products. But what I do need is I don't need 2010. I need only Windows 7. And here I don't have Windows 7. Alright, so I'll have to reconfigure this. I'll have to rerun the wizard. For now, I'll just select these so that it can start downloading something here. So cancel this out. And yes, we needed this wizard. Actually, when I was testing before recording the video, I already run that wizard, so that's why I didn't. But when you're installing it for the first time, it will run this wizard to start with, this wizard. So you need to go to next, and then here, do you want to improve the program? For now, we don't need to do this. Next, and here we'll go next here. It's saying sync with Microsoft updates. So WSUS gets all the updates from Microsoft. Next. And here we should it should start connecting. So it is started connecting. Stop connecting to configure the WSUS service. Yes, and sometimes this screen will take longer time as well. For example, if I stop it, but since I've already ran this, maybe for that reason it might not be running at the moment. Uh, but here it will try to connect to the Microsoft Update servers and make sure that if your WSUS server is able to reach update servers. I go back and go here and start connecting. So it is trying to connect. So as you can see, it was nothing was happening. I just went back and tried. So you need to try these all options in order for to sometime it just hangs on a screen and won't go anywhere. So you would go back and hit and trial different options. So here it might take longer time. It took as long as 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pause the video here and then let it complete. Once it completes, then I'm gonna come back. Okay, so it's just finished. It took around I think around 1 hour uh, to finish this for connection. And as soon as it is finished, now WSUS starts its setup. So I would say at the previous step, just have patience, let it complete. For sometime it takes 2-3 hours as well. Now here it's saying the download languages. What languages would you need to download? Here we can say reduce. We'll select download updates only these languages. Otherwise, if we download all languages, we don't need all languages. We just need English language. And next, here I would say it is asking which products do you want to download the updates for. In this case, I would say because it has randomly selected some products here, what we do is we can select once and then deselect once. It would uncheck everything that was randomly selected, and we come down and we are only interested in Windows 7 and Server 2012 at the moment. These are all Microsoft products for which Microsoft can WSUS can provide updates for. So we have Server 2012 here to be updated, and also we have Windows 7. So Windows 7 should be here, right here. Windows 7. So next, and here which type of updates do you need? Critical updates, definition, drivers, security updates. We'll just select as is. Mostly we are interested in critical updates only. We'll just let it select. Now the more you select, the longer it takes to download the updates, and it will use a lot of bandwidth. Next, sync now. Now this part is that should WSUS sync with Microsoft Server now, or should it automatically do the syncing? Should it automatically download all the updates um, at this time every day? So per day, one time. So here we're going to say just sync manually here. But in real environment, we would automatically let it sync maybe midnight or at times where off peak hours, where many users are not using the internet. So here begin sync. So at this point, it can begin syncing as soon as this wizard is finished. So now it is all done. Now once it is all done, after that we'll create, if you need SSL, SSL is securing the web page, but we don't need SSL at the moment in here in test environment. SSL simply means secure socket layer. This will secure the communication between WSUS server and Microsoft servers. We don't need it. And after that, we are going to create computer groups. We assign computer groups using group policies. Just before when we configure the group policies, um, we already did step number 3. Computers will be automatically assigned to computers in the group and configure auto approval. We can configure auto approval at the end. We can go from here as well directly if you need any help with this, but we'll do it right after this. So once this is all done, now another major part starts. So we start from here. Now when you're installing first time WSUS, you don't need to go in option and in this at this place. What happens is right after WSUS installation, this wizard automatically starts. Now I'm gonna go here in updates, and I'll go here in all updates, and actually here I can see there are updates with no status. I can go to here, and now the updates should be syncing. As you can see now, it is 14%. It will download more and more. It is downloading. So as soon as it is 100% done, it is downloading all the updates based on the wizard settings that we selected. So we'll let it sync all. We'll let it sync all. We'll go back to will at the moment I'll show you the group policy one more time. And since remember this port we set up 8530, this is the port on which the client will connect to WSUS server. So let's go to group policy one more time while this is being synced. We'll go to tools, and right here at the bottom, no, not at the bottom, we need to go to group policy management. And within group policy management, what I'm interested in setting up a group policy for a computer to automatically enroll itself in WSUS. And that we did earlier. I just wanted to confirm the port number 8530 that is used with this. So here, sometimes GPM doesn't open, it just comes here on the taskbar. This is the policy we created. Actually, we can edit the policy and check the policies, or we can also, now it's being a bit slow because it's downloading the updates from internet. Now for this step to happen, we already discussed that For this step to open, it should be syncing all the time. So here, what we did, we go to policies, administrative templates, let's see why is it slow. It's the CPU 100% because it's downloading all of the updates. That's fine. We can, as soon as this opens, we go to computer components, and right here down at the bottom it says Windows Update. These are all Windows Update related settings. So we selected three settings here. Specify automatic updates, and they specify intranet Microsoft Update location. And here this is our WSUS server, and the port is 8035. With this policy, computer can enroll into computer groups. So I'm going to come back here. While this is being downloaded, this is the place where computers are. So now within the computer, if the policy is running, then we should be able to see computers here. Computers here, we can see the computers here. Now for now it has nothing. Let's go to client computer and log into a compliant client computer. And since it is a computer policy, for a computer policy to work, computer must be restarted, or we can run GP update. So I'm gonna open CMD and run here GP update. As soon as you do, GP update will run. GP update should run. Now here it's the main control was successful. It's giving me some error messages, but let's see. Let's run GP update because we are concerned with our policy. If our policy was run, so GP result slash R, it shows us the report of which policies were run on this. So here user settings, this is computer settings, and here default domain policy was run, but but that other policy was not is not running. Let's check our server here because there might be an issue with the client. We'll go to server, we'll open CMD here and run GP updates. The policy failed, the following error occurred, not authenticate to the Active Directory service, the main controller. Okay, let's run another GP result slash H. Doesn't matter. Um, doesn't matter for this. Okay, it's strange, it's not running, but anyhow, we don't need this. What we need to do is, I think we need to restart our DC because the DC has not been restarted after when we installed and configured. Actually, the sync is running here. I go here, 32%, it's fine. Sync can continue for now. In order to fix this, I'll just restart the DC. And so these are virtual machine, and we don't. Uh, I normally pause these machines, but maybe these machines need a restart. because group policy is not able to run on these machines properly. We did just restarted this machine, but let's restart a complete environment. And I'm gonna pause this video here and then I'll come back. Okay, server got restarted and let's check if the group policies can run now. Mm, so here I'm gonna say GP update. If we still get the GP update error message, it means that the group policy is still not running. So then the next, okay, it's not working. Now it could be due to name resolution, it could be due to file replication service. Now there could be few reasons why this, and the only policy that is not running is the policy that we created for WSUS. So we'll recreate that policy one more time. So here I'm going to come back to group policy. I've deleted the policy that we created. I'm going to recreate a policy one more time. So I'm going to create a policy here. But since I deleted the policy, what I can do is I can just refresh the policy here. And it's giving me this error message: user policy cannot be updated successfully. The following error encountered. You might not be having these group policy issues. It is maybe just my machine. So I'm gonna just, before I recreate the policy, I'm gonna unjoin this machine one time. Unjoining means I'm gonna just change from domain to work group and rejoin it. We'll restart once. Second server still being started. And here, let's recreate that policy one more time. So new, and we'll name it WSUS new settings, and we'll set up we'll do the settings here, editing policy, create. So we're doing the same thing we did earlier to make that group policy. Go down to Windows settings, Windows updates, and here we're going to select three policies. Automatically deploy, number one, and secondly, intranet location, enable. We need to provide intranet location, and that will be a location for green SRV01. This is my server name. Make sure the server name is correct. Should be fqdn .pri and 8530. Copy this and paste it here. And we're done with this. And one more setting, we need to enable this setting. So once these settings are done, we'll link it to the domain. So it is linked to the domain now. And let's run GP update first of all on this. Okay, on this server it's done properly. And let's go to here and go to computers. Go to computers, all computers, change to all computers, and any. So here I can see server number 1. So as soon as the group policy runs, the computer will appear here. Now it should be the same with these other computers. The only thing is I need to rejoin it one more time. I don't need to do this at the moment. First I need to join it. So I'll go to change settings and join it to Active Directory, change, and this is green.pri. It'll ask me for username and password. Now why are we rejoining it? We're rejoining it just to make sure name resolution and all the things that was mentioned in the error message are correct. So if it is able to join properly, everything is correct. It might be just maybe a group policy glitch. And if the group policy runs properly, green. Here it gave me that. Okay, so it might be just a wrong username and password. Administrator, and my password is 11. Yes, I think I typed the wrong password. And once this is all done, it should restart. So yes, it is joined. And okay, and close, and now we can restart now. So it is being restarted. And the second server, let's log into the second server as well. Now what happens is when the policy runs on both of them, this should appear here. You can change to any and here. And after that, all you need to do is go to the updates. You need to go to all updates, or let's say critical updates. And you can approve the updates. Those updates should be sent here. Now at the same time, let me go into here and open Windows Update. So I'm going to open Windows Update. So you might not see Windows Update here. You can just select setting and you will be able to see it. Actually, no, this is not what we are looking for. I'm looking for just Windows Updates. So I'm looking for Windows Updates in settings. And in settings, I'm looking for View Update History. So install optional updates, see which automatically start with the window. I'm looking for view update history. So basically I need to go onto this screen. So this is saying you're set up automatically to download updates. So here for now it says no updates are available, but now let's see what happens when I do it from WSUS. So this is I'm in WSUS and this is the updates. All we need to do is go to critical updates and here change this to any updates and here change this to any as well, and you would see many updates are here. Now select Windows 2000 update, this update, and let's approve it. As soon as you approve it, it would say which computer. We would say install on all computers and install on all computer and okay. So it is, and as soon as it is done, you should be able to see that updates. The two updates are assigned to which computer? To that computer that one computer. And here, if we come here, um, you can refresh, check online. Basically, now it is going on to WSUS. It's not going to, it's not going to, so here, install now. It's not going to internet. And actually, it's not going to internet. Sometimes update itself, update to continue. So here, install now. It should be continuing, and as soon as you bring more and more updates from here, so let's say uh, it's going on. Let's say if I need to look for all 2012 updates here. So 2007, these are all 2012 updates. Let's select few updates and approve. Approve for who? Approve for all computers. And as soon as you do, it is being approving these updates, and you will see that right here. So these are all approved, and it is going on to right here. It will show you the update history. So this is the one update that is just installed now. This is one, and you will see more updates here, installed updates. And here, these are all of the updates that are just sent from WSUS. Guys, this is how we install, configure, and download these updates. I try to include uh, I try to include troubleshooting stuff that makes the video a bit longer, but it's good that you might face these issues. Basically, what we needed to do was set up WSUS and configure the clients to get the updates. Uh, if you have any question, you can write the questions down below in comments, and I'll try to answer them as soon as possible. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh, one last thing left from the last video for WSUS, and that was to check that if our client machine that we unjoined and rejoined for the GPO issue was fixed or not. So the machine came back. It was restarted after joining, and now let's see to run how to just to see the group policy if it is working. So I'm going to open command prompt and uh, and then run GP update. As soon as I run GP update, it's running. Last time there was an error message. Now it's working fine. User policy update. So the way we troubleshooted that, unjoin and rejoin the machine. Now, if the group policy is working, just to make sure require WSUS policy ran on it. So R, and here if we go up, we can go down here. So this is the command where I ran, GP result, and here right under computer setting, yes. So now it's showing WSUS running. Now based on this policy already ran on this computer should automatically appear under computer groups within WSUS. Let's confirm that. Here on WSUS on server 1, sync is complete now. It has downloaded 1,353 security updates, and critical is 136. And let's go into all computers. All computers, yes. Now we have the client machine ready. And here, as you can see, this is the server ready. It is 92% compliant installed, but here this machine is newly added because of that policy. And uh, and now let's push some updates on it. But before pushing, let's open Windows Update from here and see what is the status. So Windows Update, seeing it is always installed. Now this based on group policy, this should go to this should go to WSUS server instead of internet. In history, we don't see any updates here. Go back here, check for updates. Let's see, and it should error out because it can't go to internet. There is no internet on this, and plus it can be. So there are no updates. let's go into WSUS and approve some updates. So updates, all you need to do to see all of the updates, well, go to any and refresh. And as soon as you refresh, let's see some Windows 7 updates here. So these are all Windows 7 updates, 64-bit. Let's select some updates to be approved. And it is approved for all the computers. And okay. Now it is approving those updates added. And as soon as they do, let's go back to client machine and now look for updates. So now it's querying the WSUS server. Goes to WSUS server. There is a command for this as well. I noted it. The command is WAUA. WAUA detect now. So we can run here a command called. It already. Okay, if you couldn't find it, yes, CL or CLT. Let's see. It is WAUALT detect now. So that's now giving me this copy error. Now this is evaluation copy, so this doesn't matter. In order to fix this, all we need to do is call it again. Let's do it again. So I think this is bugging. This is actually stopping it from getting the update. Uh, but updates should be working now. Updates should be definitely working now. What I'll do is in the next video, I'm going to install another Windows 7, new Windows 7, and evaluation version for training purposes, and we'll try it. But now WSUS is properly configured and it is working.